Back home again in Indiana, and it
Indianapolis.
seems that I can
For being in a state that is mostly farmland, Indianapolis is a city that means so much to the sports world. The largest single-day sporting event is the calling card of the city. With the COVID-19 pandemic shining its ugly shadow upon the world the past 2 years, full capacity will return to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the ultimate test of man and machine. When 33 of the best drivers in the world and their marvels of engineering come to life this Memorial Day weekend, the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indianapolis 500, will be renewed for 106th time. Friends, it's time to come back home again to Indiana. My name is Tristan Fluhr, and this is the starting grid as they have qualified for the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500. The fastest front row in history combines youth and experience, calculation and aggression, and triumph and heartbreak. Pole sitter Scott Dixon is the 2008 Indianapolis 500 champion and has won 6 NTT IndyCar Series titles, but he has been snake-bitten at the Speedway ever since. His 5th Indianapolis 500 pole position also came with the honor of having the fastest pole speed in history. The Iceman will pilot the familiar blue and orange number 9 PNC Bank Honda for Chip Ganassi Racing. In the middle of row 1 is Dixon's Chip Ganassi Racing teammate Alex Palou. Palou made history in 2021, becoming the first IndyCar Series champion from Spain. Last year's Indy 500 runner-up looks to pick up where he left off last year, driving the number 10 NTT Data Honda. On the outside of row 1 is where you'll find the Flying Dutchman Rinus VeeKay. VeeKay is the fastest Chevrolet in the field and powered his Ed Carpenter Racing number 21 Bitcoin Chevrolet to a 234.7 mile per hour 4-lap average during the first day of time trials. The 21-year-old led laps early last year and looks to be around the closing stages of the race this year. Butler University graduate Ed Carpenter starts on the inside of row 2. Carpenter has won 3 poles for the Indianapolis 500, but has never drank the milk in victory at the track that he calls home. The only owner-driver in the NTT IndyCar Series will pilot the number 33 Chevrolet, as he gives the race that eludes him another try. If you look up dark horse in the dictionary, a picture of the driver starting in the middle of row 2 will appear. Swedish Formula One transplant Marcus Ericsson is a 2-time IndyCar race winner, but has yet to win on an oval in 4 years in American open wheel competition. Ericsson has a lightning-quick number 8 Husky Chocla Honda and will look to give owner Chip Ganassi an upset Indianapolis 500 victory. One of the most popular drivers ever at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is Sao Paulo, Brazil's Tony Kanaan. The 2013 Indianapolis 500 champion is only running this race in 2022 and is putting all of his energy into winning his second Borg Warner trophy. TK hasn't turned a ton of practice laps this month of May, but the number 1 American Legion Honda has been a rocket ship all month, much like the rest of the Ganassi Armada. On the inside of row 3 is young Mexican superstar Pato O'Ward. O'Ward's first of 3 career wins came in 2021 at Texas Motor Speedway, his only oval track win to date. In his first 2 Indianapolis 500s, Pato has finished 6th and 4th in 2020 and 2021 respectively. He looks to put everyone on notice with at least a podium in his number 5 Arrow McLaren SP Chevrolet. O'Ward also comes off of a fresh new contract extension with the team. Pato's Arrow McLaren SP teammate will start right next to him in the middle of row number 3. Swede Felix Rosenqvist hasn't had much success at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway during his career, with his best finish being a 12th place result in 2020. The number 7 machine has showed speed all month, but how that transferred to the race will soon be seen. The fastest rookie in the field starts on the outside of row 3. Former Formula One star Romain the Phoenix Grosjean is not a normal rookie, however. The Swiss-born Frenchman pilots the number 28 DHL Honda for Andretti Autosport. He has no fear after a fiery and horrifying crash during the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix ended his F1 career. While Grosjean only has 2 previous starts in an oval, and the Brickyard is by far the biggest challenge of his career to this point, he has showed immense bravery, car control, and speed this month of May. 2-time Indianapolis 500 champion Takuma Sato has been on top of the speed charts all month, but a lackluster qualifying run finds the number 51 Dale Coyne with Rick Ware Racing Honda on the inside of row 4. Sato is the first Japanese driver to win the Indianapolis 500, and his aggressive driving style has been known to bring him good fortune around the world's greatest race course on more than one occasion. Another champion of the 500 is starting to the outside of Taku, in the middle of row 4. 2018 Indianapolis 500 champion Will Power was the lone Team Penske car that made the Firestone Fast 12, but improves on the qualifying position that the number 12 Horizon Chevrolet had last year. The native of Toowoomba, Australia, may be the best shot for the captain, Roger Penske, to get his first Indy 500 win as an owner and chairman of the track. Old 7-time NASCAR Cup Series champion Jimmy the Juggernaut Johnson has found himself just barely holding on to his number 48 Carvana Honda during last Sunday's time trials. Now driving in his first Indianapolis 500, the 4-time Brickyard 400 winner drives one of the Chip Ganassi racing machines that has been dominant thus far in the month of May. What a story it would be if Johnson could take a win in the Indianapolis 500, but possibly not an outright shock considering Johnson finished 6th at Texas Motor Speedway earlier this year in his first IndyCar oval track race. Another Indy 500 rookie can be found on the inside of row 5. Chicago, Illinois' David Malukas has impressed a lot of people throughout the practice sessions this month, driving the number 18 HMD Honda for Dale Coyne Racing. On carb day, he was involved in a crash entering turn 1 after making contact with Santino Ferrucci. But the Coyne team has his primary car ready to go. He has been learning from teammate Takuma Sato all month about these hallowed grounds and looks to follow his teammate to the front of the pack. 2017 and 2019 IndyCar champion Joseph Newgarden is looking to get a monkey off of his back at this year's Indianapolis 500. Newgarden is winless in the Indianapolis 500, and despite the 2 points championships and 22 career race wins, Roger Penske demands success at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Nashville, Tennessee native drives the number 2 Shell Chevrolet and rolls off the grid from the middle of row 5. The outside of row 5 finds the number 23 Screamin' Sicilian Chevrolet of Connecticut Santino Ferrucci. Santucci, as he's called, has been one of the most consistent drivers in the past 3 years here, with 3 top 10 finishes in those races. The team behind him is an Indianapolis-based Dreyer and Reinbold Racing, a team that only runs the Indianapolis 500. Ferrucci has had solid starting position and a tenacity that could be an exciting watch on race day. 2019 Indianapolis 500 champion Simon Pagenaud starts his first Indianapolis 500 for the team that won last year's 500, Meyer-Shank Racing. The Frenchman has seemed optimistic about his car all month long, and he can be a silent threat for a repeat Indianapolis triumph, but he will have to come from the inside of row number 6. Sausalito, California's J.R. Hildebrand wants the Indianapolis 500 so badly that he has come back year after year with Indy-only rides in hope of erasing his 2011 heartbreak. 11 years ago, Hildebrand had the lead of the 500 on the last lap. While entering turn 4, he entered too high into the corner and crashed a few hundred yards from glory. Hildebrand now drives for AJ Foyt Racing in the number 11 Chevrolet and starts in the middle of row 6. Local hero Connor Daly caused a small earthquake last year across the state of Indiana when the Noblesville, Indiana driver took the lead in the Indianapolis 500. Daly led the most laps in the 2021 500 and is back with the same team in Ed Carpenter Racing. The Hot Tub Man starts from the outside of row 6 in the number 20 Bitnile Chevrolet. Starting on the inside of row 7 is the number 77 Chevrolet of Hunkos Hollinger Racing driver Callum Ilott. The Indianapolis rookie is a highly coveted driver in Europe and still has opportunities open with Formula One teams. He has run a calculated and safe month, but keeping his car until the end just may be a successful strategy. The 2016 Indianapolis 500 champion Alexander Rossi finds himself in the middle of row 7. The Andretti car struggled in qualifying and Rossi was no exception. Since the 2019 season, Rossi has been snake-bitten, going winless since the Road America race of that season. But if there is any place that the hard-charging Rossi can break his winless streak, it's the same place that jump-started his career. Rossi will be piloting the number 27 Napa Auto Parts Honda for Andretti Autosport. On the outside of row 7 is the man who was ahead of last year's eventual 500 winner, Helio Castroneves, when his tire fell off the car, exiting pit road. That heartbreak fuels New Albany, Ohio's Graham Rahal. Rahal drives the number 15 United Rentals Honda for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. Graham looks to join his father, the 86 Indianapolis 500 champion, as winners of the sport's biggest prize. The inside of row 8 is where you'll find the man that has been the champion of Bump Day the past few years around Indianapolis. Nazareth, Pennsylvania Sage Karam will be in the second Dreyer and Reinbold racing machine. The number 24 AES Indiana Chevrolet was one of the fastest cars at the beginning of the month. We'll see if that speed will return for race day. Another Nazareth, Pennsylvania native starts to Karam's outside. And Andretti has not won the Indianapolis 500 since 1969, when Mario Andretti won his one and only Indy 500. Now, his grandson Marco Andretti looks to break the Andretti curse, driving for Andretti Autosport in the number 98 Cooler Honda. On the outside of row 8 is Andretti Autosport rookie Devlin DeFrancesco. The young Canadian has not only had a quiet month, but a quiet rookie season to this point. He looks to change that on the sport's biggest stage, driving the number 29 Power Trap Honda. This star-studded row would be more usual on row 1, not row 9. Starting on the inside is one of the most exciting young drivers in the series. 22-year-old Colton Herta drives the number 26 Gainbridge Honda for Andretti Autosport, looking to complete the month sweep after winning the Indy Road Course race a few weeks ago. Herta was involved in the most serious accident of the month on Carb Day, with the car getting loose, smacking the South Chute wall, and getting airborne. Colton is medically cleared to race, but will be driving a backup car. The middle of row 9 is where Scott McLaughlin's number 3 Pennzoil Chevrolet will start on Sunday. This Kiwi very nearly won the first 2 races of the season in back-to-back fashion, but was passed at Texas Motor Speedway in the final lap by Team Penske teammate Joseph Newgarden. The 3-time VA Supercars champion in Australia has turned into a strong oval driver and looks to take the Yellow Submarine to victory lane at Indianapolis again. The outside of row 9 is not where many would expect the reigning Indianapolis 500 champion to start, but the newest member of the 4-time Winners Club, Helio Castroneves, starts in the 27th starting position. Castroneves is going to be flying through the field in his number 06 Sirius XM Honda for Meyershank Racing, trying to be the first man to win 5 Indianapolis 500s. The 2021 Indy Lights champion starts on the inside of row 10. Rookie Kyle Kirkwood drives the legendary 14 of car owner and 4-time Indy 500 champion AJ Foyt. The Rocket Chevrolet has been inconsistent this month, but Kirkwood will try to get a clean race and get to the end. The first major crash of this month was last Monday, when Canadian Dalton Kellett lost control of his number 4 K-Line Chevrolet for AJ Foyt. The team has rebuilt the machine after hard contact to the turn 1 outside wall and will start from the middle of row 10. 2000 and 2015 Indianapolis 500 champion Juan Pablo Montoya has struggled to find speed in his number 6 Arrow McLaren SP Chevrolet all month, which leaves him starting in the 30th starting position. But Montoya knows how to get to the front in this race, having finished in the top 10 in 5 of his 6 career Indianapolis 500 starts. Rookie Christian Lundgaard is the first Danish driver to compete in the Indianapolis 500. Lundgaard got his first career IndyCar top 10 last time out at the Indy Road Course, driving his number 30 Honda for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing. His charge to shock the world will start from the inside of the final row. Brit Jack Harvey was in position to steal an Indy 500 victory away from Will Power in 2018, but a miscalculation in fuel strategy caused Harvey to pit with just a handful of laps to go. They still had enough fuel. The driver of the number 45 Hy-Vee Honda for Rahal Letterman Lanigan Racing has struggled to find speed all month and is hoping for a miracle on race day. Harvey's countryman Stephen Wilson had a bizarre mechanical error during time trials. His third gear and second gear were switched in the engine, causing massive damage and leading to Wilson not being able to put in a lap of qualifying. But there were only 33 entrants for the 33 spots, which means Wilson will start shotgun in the field in his number 25 Chevrolet for Dragon Speed. And that is the starting grid as they have qualified for the 106th running of the Indianapolis 500. Friends, it's so good to be back home again in Indiana. Enjoy race day.